Hello guys, this video will be about the AAP01 version A, I think. I will talk about upgrading, specifically the upper, and what parts I'm gonna use. And if I have time left, I'm gonna talk about two mags that came with this handgun that unfortunately are leaking. I never tried to repair mags, but I'm guessing since the gun was not used and probably not maintained, the O-rings got bad, got old, and they cracked. The mag that is inside is from another AAP. Actually the first one that I got, that I converted to an HPA carabin kit. And this one I'm building as a sidearm, since I'm a sniper and I don't currently own a good sidearm. I chose again this platform because it's a very reliable, it's a good blowback platform for the winter, because the slide is very small and basically you won't need that much gas to push it back and to cycle properly. For this gun, today I'm gonna upgrade only the upper. I'm gonna use a Maple Leaf Crazy Jet inner barrel 138, a Maple Leaf 50-degree bucking, and I'm gonna upgrade from the piston side the recoil spring from the nozzle spring. I'm gonna attempt to place what the names, a short stroke kit that I printed myself. There are available options to buy, but in my opinion it's not worth it if you have a friend with a 3D printer or a 3D printer yourself. You could actually manufacture those pretty easily out of plastic, only using a file, or out of metal. The kit that comes with the short stroke kit has a metal part, but from servicing my AAP that is made as a carabin with the short stroke kit, the plastic did not wear off after 4,000, 5,000 BBs. So since are inexpensive and since you can get or made them yourself, there is no actual point. I'm gonna see if the gun has a good piston head. This is a spare part I upgraded from Cow on the carabin kit, since I needed a better air seal, and I don't know yet anything about what's inside this gun. The only thing I know that it cycles. It's pretty dried out. I haven't opened it, and we'll see if it needs cleaning, if it needs anything else changed, and we'll see if the cycle is better with the short stroke kit, and the performance I'll see tomorrow on the field, since I have a game day. First off, let's see if it cycles. It has no BBs. I put inside just a little bit of green gas. Okay, so it cycles properly. So we'll go ahead and start opening it up. You will also need for this Allen keys. I have a spare kit if I need anything else, pliers if I need to get anything out, and also a set of torque screwdrivers. It's not optimal to use on an Allen socket, but it fits perfectly, and as long as you don't over tighten, you won't risk to ruin the socket itself. Let's see. And by the way, anything that I won't be able to do properly, it will be sped up. Let's get some parts out of the way. So as you can see, it needs quite a bit of lubrication. It hasn't been lubed in quite a while, I guess. I got it, as I said, from a friend, and it has a little bit of lube, but not enough in my opinion. The good thing is that the nozzle is not binding that hard, so it does not need the full travel to unbind itself. Okay, so we'll start by taking off the front part that houses the hop chamber and the barrel. Hopefully you'll be able to see. To be honest, I've never opened a stock chamber, hop chamber. When I got the AAP and I got the first barrel, I got the upgraded CNC aluminum version of the hop chamber and never bothered to change it. This is tedious. Screw. Also, this gun came with the upper and lower rail mounts. Let's get this part out of the way. I'm pretty sure yes, they're smaller. So I'm gonna use the torque keys. Yep, this one it is. Let's get this out of the way. There are two side screws that need to be taken off. All the screws, as I've seen, come with thread lock, but I'm advising you to use just a little bit of blue thread lock for all the screws. Since it is a blowback gun, it will have a lot of shocks, and there can be quite a little bit difficult to make so the screws don't stay in place. Okay, as said, I've never opened up a stock chamber, so I'll have to figure it out and fiddle a little bit with it. So this part probably will be sped up. I didn't even know it's a metal hop chamber. Let's put it on 0 hop. I'll keep the screws in place. Hopefully there is nothing on the other side. No. Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is something. There are two screws that hold in place the barrel. Let's see. It's the same? Nope. And guess what? No. I'm dumb. These screws, these holes over here, if you can see them, are actually from the side mount. Let me see where I placed from here. So here there are no screws. Let's put all these screws should be the same length. And probably I'll need to take out, yes, I need to take out the wheels, the adjusting wheels. So these have, okay, so when it's on 0, they have no actual position. So basically, this is what hops. Okay, so one screw left. And hopefully nothing will pop out. Oops, easy. Okay, so this is the stock barrel. It's been sitting for quite a while in the hopped position, and basically it's garbage. The barrel, most probably won't be able to see. It's in pretty good shape. As said, I have another stock one. I'll keep them just to be sure I have a backup, just in case something bad happens. There is quite a bit of grease inside. Hopefully you can see. I'm gonna clean that with isopropylic alcohol. And I'm gonna use a towel that does not, let me see if I can get this piece out. Okay, so this is the piece that actually pushes on the hop. It is actually quite a good concept, since it gets down, it's almost as similar as a TDC. And let's clean the parts. I don't know about others, but I don't want any kind of grease or silicone oil or silicone lube inside the hop chamber. And unfortunately this one has quite a bit, most probably by being lubed on the nozzle, I'm only guessing, or maybe factory got all this grease. Be very careful, there are two small nuts, I think they are M3, that are used to screw back on the upper. Don't lose those. I'm guessing again there are M3s. Still a little bit of lube left. Shouldn't be something major, but better not have it inside. This inner barrel has been used for, I'm guessing, for testing around 100 bbs or so. It does not require cleaning. It has in the front a little bit of tape. On the original inner, there is a small O-ring that keeps the barrel from wobbling inside the front part of the outer barrel. So I put just a little bit of tape so it won't wobble. The bucking I got from a friend is a 50-degree bucking. it should be barely used, if used at all. No, it does not seem to be used. As you can see, hopefully, as you can see, there are no marks inside. Perfect. Okay. And now let's place it back. Hopefully everything will align perfectly. Don't forget to put back the hop plate. Okay. And now, let's hope for the best. So the plate needs to go this way. It has a lower lip and an horizontal lip, and it goes exactly like this. I will try to mount it the other way around, since it should be quite easier to place it properly, because the bucking will align with the chamber itself. Okay. Let's see. I have cats and I have hair everywhere. So basically now the hop arm slides perfectly, and due to the elasticity of the bucking, it comes up by itself. This kind of hop chamber, as it seems, does not have a return spring for the hop arm and relies purely on the bucking itself. Okay. Let's put the screws back in place. Don't over tighten these screws. Even if by any chance they get unscrewed due to vibrations, they have nowhere to go. But again, let's do something stupid. Yeah, it seems aluminum. So no, don't over tighten these, because you'll risk to strip the threads. Okay. No, this one. Okay. And the far position. And this one again with... Okay, so there are two little arrows that need to be aligned for the fully open position, so you will have a guide. Surprisingly, is a very easy hop chamber to assemble and disassemble and reassemble. Okay. I'm gonna check if the bucking is being pressed before reinstalling it. Okay. It's kind of hard to see. I'm guessing you won't be able to see it, but now the hop is fully engaged. I'm gonna disengage it and leave it with 0 hop and put back together the hop chamber. Now let's see. When you align it, it's pretty easy. The upgraded hop chamber does not have guides, and by mistake I placed it on the other side. But here you have a very small lip and you want to be able to fit it the other way around. So it's a pretty straightforward process. Now let's change the bit. These screws, as I've seen, come with thread lock, the other ones, and these ones don't have thread lock. But for this one, at least, you won't be needing them because you're gonna fit the front part of the upper inside the plastic and the screws have nowhere to go, even if they loosen up. Another trick, when you insert the front part of the upper, don't go straight. You won't be able to push it in. Twist it a little bit, and when it is inside, straighten it up, and it goes in perfectly. For these screws, I'm gonna use this Allen key. Hopefully, yes, this is the one. As said, already has thread lock, so won't be needing any more. When I said that the hop chamber is made out of aluminum, it still has quite a bit of give because you will be able to thread them, to insert the screws fully and apply a little bit of force. For the second part, we will need to take the rear sides out. The rear side, together with the screws, is the stopper for the reciprocating back part. The bolt. There are a few upgrades, but in my opinion are not worth the money. Okay, amazing. I'll need to be careful and use some glue or push these rods a little bit tighter in. It seems they want to get loose. Now I'll need to use a little bit of glue. Hopefully I remember. Okay. And now the bolt fully disengages. Now for the bolt, it's a pretty dried one. We will need to do the following. The nozzle is held in place by 2 screws. These 2 screws on the right part of the bolt on this side has a return spring for the nozzle, the spring that actually makes the nozzle come back. So we will need in this situation to change it because I'm gonna use a short stroke kit. I'll need to file it down quite a bit to be able to fit it, and depending on the dimensions, I'm gonna use a thick part and maybe a medium part. It should be around 5 millimeters and should be enough for the gun to cycle. Most probably the bolt won't go far enough back to catch on the mag, because the mag has a small catch over here. that tells you, locks the bolt behind and tells you the gun, the mag is empty. But I don't think with this configuration, I'm gonna see how many I'm gonna use soon. I don't think with this configuration the bolt will have enough travel back to basically catch on the sear that's inside the lower. Okay, let's get to opening this up. As well, it has thread lock. Be careful, it won't spring out because the tension is not that hard, but do be careful when you open it up. Both screws are the same exact length, so you won't need to be worried about it. Here is the I don't know, it's a blocker together with the stock spring. It is a very, very flimsy one. And we'll be upgrading with the Waldo custom spring. Okay, good thing, I will show you soon. There is a little bit of wear, not much. I'm guessing because it's not fully lubed. This is the spring that makes your bolt go up and down. And pretty much is kind of dried out. Okay, let's get again to cleaning. And after we clean it, we'll get to the lubrication part. Lubrication. I'm gonna use silicone gun grease from AAP. It's a pretty decent one. Waldo actually makes a thick silicone grease, and it also has a kit for maintenance, but it would have been good to get it, but since I live in Romania and I got on a hurry a friend to deliver it from the United Kingdom, I did not have enough money on the debit card, and so I ended up without buying it. But I'll think in the future, when I get some other parts from Waldo Customs, to get as well the silicone kit. I'm using the alcohol just to get out the old silicone grease from the gun. It has very, very little wear. It's in very good condition. Maybe a few hundred BBs, maybe even less, were shot from this gun. Since I have, let's not use this. Let's go like this and inspect the bucking. So basically the bucking sits inside this way, and you just need to push it against this rod over here, this retention screw. Actually, it's a screw. I've never even watched inside. Oh, there is a screw. I'm gonna clean the piston head. It has just a little bit, hopefully you'll be able to see it. It has an imperfection. I don't think it's a big of a deal, but since I have this other one that came with the other gun, and as said, I changed it with the cow piston head, I think I'm gonna use the old one. Even if they are both stock, hopefully you'll be able to see it if it focuses. Got no idea. But it's the old one is in better condition. So I'm gonna put on the outside just a little bit of grease. Most probably I'll get everything greasy, so don't worry. And on your finger, like this, you just need to insert it and push it. As you can see, it's fitted back. The nozzle seems in pretty good condition. It has no wear, no tear. Every part of it looks perfectly fine. And I'm gonna continue with changing the spring, the return spring of the nozzle. From the video that I've seen on the internet, actually Waldo's video, this spring needs a little bit of pushing to get it inside properly. And comparing the two springs, this one is a very weak spring and this one is a very hard spring. So basically you will need this spring if you want to use a short stroke kit, because since the stroke of the piston is smaller, the nozzle will catch on the bucking and won't be able to fit properly because it won't go together with the bolt. So to install it on this piece, actually let me clean it a little bit. On this piece there is a small pin over here. On this pin you will need to place the spring, and with just a little bit of force you will be able to get it up till the end. Let's see. Okay. Most probably you'll be able to see it. Okay, as for the spacers, these are freshly out of the printer. I have not yet filed them, but most probably since this this print does not come, the dimensions are exact, and most printers will have an error of 0.01 to 0.05 millimeters, and also the parts, when they get cured, they have just a little amount of flex and basically of shrinkage, being plastic, molten plastic. So I'll be filing down the imperfections, so nothing will catch, nothing will bind. As said, there are kits that you can already buy. CTM, I think, has a short stroke kit. Cow has a short stroke kit, but I don't see much difference between the printed one and the one that you can buy. They're around I think 20 euros together with the hard spring, the 200% and 150% spring, return spring. But for green gas should not be an issue. Let's see. Okay. fits pretty good. So once you insert it, you get it up till the end. So basically this shortens the distance traveled by the piston. It seems like a small amount, but this thickness should be enough to increase the rate of fire on fully automatic by 2 or 3 BBs per second. Let's see if everything lines up properly. So now we'll get to the lubing part of the bolt. There are 3 places that you will need to lube. Don't overdo it because it's not necessary. This part is made out of plastic. There are parts that are made out of aluminum and go very well with the light bolt. But if you're not speed softening, and even then, it's not that necessary of an investment, since the light bolts are around, yes, 100 euros. So basically as expensive as the gun. I might be wrong, but I would not invest for a light bolt that amount of money. Okay, so we'll be placing the spring guide. It glides properly, nothing is catching. I'll take a look myself. Nothing is above the line. So here there was a misprint, a little bit of misprint that I had to file down. We'll put back the spring, get the spring guide out, get the cat's hair out of the gun. Be aware if you have cats, hair is not good inside of your gun. And we'll push it back. Now, we place back the nozzle. I'm gonna apply just a tiny amount of grease on the inside. Again, silicone grease. For this gun, there is an extended a high flow rate part, but it's not even for HPA, is not needed, because there is enough flow for green gas and enough flow for air from the HPA tank to get out to the BB. So unless you have cycling problems, I don't see a point in changing this part. I'm gonna apply some more grease on these parts. Everything that comes in contact with the bolt and everything that moves needs to be lubricated. I will advise you to be very careful not to place grease on the front part of the nozzle, because you will get the grease inside of the BB, inside of the hop chamber, and so on the hop bucking, and you will lose the hop effect. So in the end, I'm gonna clean the nozzle to be sure that everything is okay. Let's see. Amazing, the cat opened the door. Out, 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 out. Okay, so again, it's lined. Now we'll put back the stopper together with the spring. Now you'll need to be careful because it will have quite a bit more pressure. both screws back. Okay, so now I'll tighten them fully. Again, since it has thread lock, don't over tighten them. You risk stripping the threads. So now, as you can see, it's way harder. As said, I'm gonna use a little bit of isopropylic alcohol to clean the nozzle. I have this paper towel already with alcohol. Take care not to leave any kind of pieces of cloth inside. And we'll get to reassemble everything. Hopefully it will cycle. We'll reassemble everything and we'll see if everything cycles properly. Eventually, if it does not cycle properly, we'll need to take a look and put a smaller short stroke piece. With the ball full in, put the rear sight back on. Hopefully I'll do remember, since I don't have glue on hand, hopefully I'll do remember to glue that. They call it a fiberglass, but it's not fiberglass, it's actually plastic for the rear sight. And even so, in this configuration with the upper rail that I think I'm gonna get out is not actually needed. It is a little bit of a design flaw to include the possibility to get an upper rail, but the sights are not meant for the upper rail. So if you put a micro dot, in the event that the micro dot has no battery, you want to be able to use the optics, the rear and front sight as a backup. So you'll need to take that into consideration. Holy, this one has been placed properly actually. A small tip, the holes that comes on the upper are not threaded, so the screws will self-thread when you mount the Picatinny rail on top. But I would advise you not to over tighten this, because you seriously risk stripping them off. I'll put this on the side. Now, let's see if everything is okay. Okay. So as you can see, it should block. It's the length that the bolt travels is way less. And by way, I mean 3 millimeters. That can make a difference. Let's see which one. This one does not leak. And unfortunately, I'm out of gas. And also my wife is sleeping, so she might be killing me. Let's see. Okay, it cycles good. Everything seems okay. Okay. In another video, I'm gonna show you, I have the Cow steel hammer set, but I won't be installing it yet. And that's because as long as the inners last, this is not a readily available piece of kit for me. So I need to keep in mind that if I want these pieces, I will need to get them from outside my country. And most local shops, I mean none of the local shops have them. The Glock G18 set fits but does not fit properly. So you will need a little bit of shaving from what I've heard. So I'll keep them if the carabin kit on HPA breaks or this one breaks. This one should cycle at least 4 to 5,000 BBs on green gas, and as a sidearm that's quite a lot. The carabin I use around 2 to 3,000 BBs per game, since it is a carabin kit with an extended mag, a drum mag, and it's on HPA and does not get the cooldown effect on the gun. So, as said, I have 2 mags that leak. I have no idea why. I'm guessing it's from the rear valve. I'm gonna fill them with just a little bit. As you can hear, it does not hold. I've never opened a mag, a green gas mag. Let's get out all the air. I've never opened the green gas mag, but should not be that difficult. Okay. So I'm just guessing. I haven't watched any tutorials. I have an idea what I'm doing, but I don't know if this valve will fit, and I have no idea if it will hold air. Let's find a screwdriver, a flat one. Oh, I have the kit. Let's see if this one works. Not small. Okay, this is perfect. So I'm gonna take out the valve. I have no idea why there is so much silicone oil. But most definitely this did not help at all. Also, there is a mod as well, if you have a 3D printer, that can extend the capacity of your mag by placing an extension on the lower part of the mag, and the pusher will go lower and you will be able to fit another 4 or 5 BBs. As a sidearm, as a pistol, I don't see a point in this, but there is this option. Okay, let's see the valve. Interesting. Maybe it just needs a little bit of cleaning. So basically, I have no idea why there is a difference in length. I can only tell you that this valve over here was from a drum mag, and this one is the long valve from the stock G18, G17 mag. Let's see. This O-ring is very, very hard. I have no idea if I can revive it. I'm gonna see if I can use the spare one. Yeah. Let's try and see if I can show you the bending. This one hardly bends, while this one almost instantaneously bends and has elasticity. We'll first try to see if refitting and using some silicone will make the seal. If not, I'm gonna use the other O-ring. Green gas has silicone inside it, so usually you should not need any or to put inside when you maintain this kind of mags, at least from what I've heard. Hopefully it will retain the gas. Otherwise, most probably I'll need to change either the valve or the O-ring itself. And the moment of truth. It seems that it works. So just a little bit of maintenance, yes. No. And yes and no. It's still kind of leaking. I have no idea. Try to just a tiny bit over tighten it. No, it does not hold, unfortunately. Yeah, there is sound. The moment I tilt it, yeah. So we'll try with the other O-ring. And if that does not work, I'll leave it for another day and I won't be including it on the video. Or maybe I will include it to bore you. But this is an issue that most have, and most of you can easily fix it at home without needing to send the gun into a service. And screw this. Oh, there you go. The O-ring is out. Seems a little bit thicker, but hopefully this time will work. If not, out of 3 mags, I'll be able to use only 1. But no problemo. The other valve should be okay because this one holds. Let's use, yes, I'm gonna use this gas. No, there is an issue. I'm gonna do something. Let's use it's kind of stupid, but at least I'll know from where it's leaking. Definitely don't do this. You could use soapy water, but as stupid as this is the same. Let's see some towels. No towel? Where are the towel? No towels. Amazing. And it's not from the valve. It's not from the valve. And I don't have an O-ring for this one. I think I know where the issue is. Okay. Most probably the issue is here. If I'm not mistaken, there is another O-ring. I'm not 100% positive, but from what I've seen from the conversion kits for HPA adapters for M4s, there is another O-ring here. And I think this is where it is leaking from. Amazing. Let's see if we can take this O-ring out, see if it has elasticity, and eventually put some grease on it and see if it will work at all. This one. Yes, and this seems to be the problem. And this looks like an O-ring, a square ring. Even water managed to leak in when I poured it from above. Yeah, I'll need to buy O-rings, but for tonight there are not many chances that this will work. Hopefully it will, but I hardly doubt it will seal properly. Oops, so easy. Let's try to put it like this, sideways. Maybe it will have a better seal. Have no idea. Remember to put back the spring, the stopper. That should go in this orientation. Have no idea. No, the other way around. As said, I've never bothered to look up how this kind of mags are maintained. Yeah, but it seems like this. Long screw. Oh, even this one has an O-ring. That most probably will need changing, but hey, we'll try out with just lubricating them and hope it will seal. I don't know if it will hold, but it should seal. Okay. So now the valve, and we'll do after this just another test. It's just in front of me. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm not very sharp at this hour. Hopefully this time will work. And guess what? Very nice. It's not leaking. Is it? No, it's not leaking. I cannot hear anything, so off camera I have another one to do. Let's see. And it cycles, it works perfectly. So I have just another one to change. So to wrap it up, what has been changed? I have a mess on this table. What has been changed on this handgun? Unfortunately, tomorrow I'll need to see if the hop works properly. Is the inner barrel, the hop-up backing. I've placed a short stroke kit and a strong return spring for the nozzle. So basically, in my opinion, these are the only upgrades that need to be done to have a good performance out of your gun. If I'm not mistaken, when I had the other one from the test with HPA, the same configuration, I was able with around 65 psi, 65 to 70 psi, get 1 joule, and with that 1 joule I was able to reach around 50 to 55 meters with 0.28 gram BBs and with 0.3 BBs. There is no much difference between them. With the longer inner barrel, you will need, for 1 joule, you will definitely need HPA, because on green gas, the moment that you use a longer barrel, you will experience a huge increase in joules. So this is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you will learn something from it. It was like an instructional video, but also a first hands up on a new gun that I've never opened. Thank you very much.